These are my absolute favorite types of comparisons. Frank Zane, a classic competitor, guy that competed back as early as the 1960s, more prominently in the 70s, versus a today's classic physique competitor, a men's classic physique division champion, actually, in Chris Bumstead. So we got Frank Zane versus Chris Bumstead. I did this one a long time ago using the 2019 version, I believe, of Bumstead. You guys enjoyed that video, so figured I would do this one. And you guys voted very prominently on this one for your You Pick Tuesday video. Didn't win, but very close second. Figured I would do you as a solid You Pick Tuesday for those of you who do like that little trumpet noise that I do. So, who's winning the front double bicep? I think Chris Bumstead is, if you look at it muscularity-wise, how they vote today, condition-wise. I mean, look at that V-taper. Look at that vacuum pose. Now, does he have a better vacuum pose? That is a discussion for another day. Frank Zane nails those abs in the front double. Never one to hit the vacuum shot. Not sure why. Actually, Frank probably winning in the arm department, if you can believe that one. The biceps, triceps probably too. Go through these shots. Pretty close, guys. And also, I think Bumstead would get the edge here in the front lat spread if it was judged today. But the reason why these are one of my favorite types of comparisons is there's no real way to judge it, because training techniques alone, or equipment rather, and I mean extracurricular, stuff that they're taking, I mean, it so far super exceeds what the guys in the 60s and 70s had, because the guys in the 60s and 70s were paving the way for the dudes in the 80s, and so on and so forth. So the guys today have to respect the guys back then. And if you look at their physiques alone, these guys are booming, and I mean booming, in this front lat spread. The both of them. Side tricep. And hey, all 70s aside, whatever they had, this is probably early 70s in Frank Zane. He has a better side tricep. Now, Bumstead, aside from the arms, which is important in that front double, he probably had a better front double. They both had a good front lat. But I think, honestly, Zane, he has a better side tricep. There's no good picture of Zane in the side chest. So, we're going to go right to the back shot. We're going to have a few classic shots, though, at the end, guys. So, stay tuned for that. Look at Zane's condition. That's awesome. The upper half. The lower half, it's obvious. They didn't train for that type of separation, nor did they flex for the separation in the hammies. For his time, Frank Zane had some pretty tight hamstrings and glutes, I'm here to tell you. But, what with homophobia and things of that nature back then, they wouldn't dare say, well, you gotta judge the bum too. No. Anyway, yeah, look at the back. Bumstead's got some thick lat meat, but then again, Zane probably better conditioned as far as the upper half is concerned. Lower half, Bumstead all the way, abs and thigh. Wow. Never in all of my life have I seen a more splendiferous, stupendous, aesthetically pleasing abs and thigh than that of Frank Zane. Keep in mind, guys, Bumstead's abs and thigh is amazing. Winning in the obliques, winning in the quads. Hey, some judges might even give it to him. But structurally speaking, Zane's clavicle width. Now watch this. The vacuum shot. Oh. One of my favorites. Love the vacuum pose. Not everybody can hit it. They were talking about making it a mandatory thing. You can't do that. Not everybody can do it, like I said. Charles Griffin can. But these two dudes, Frank Zane, in my opinion, I think he's the obvious winner in this one. Clavicle width again. Very important. You can see Bumstead's slightly more narrower than that of Frank Zane. Frank's chest looks awesome here. So yeah, those I guess are your mandatories. Let's go and have a couple aesthetic shots or classic poses like they do in men's classic. You can see Zane has the edge in the obliques, which I noticed in certain poses. Bumstead does in the other shots when he's not hitting the vacuum. This time Bumstead snaps the vacuum. Here is half of a front lat spread and half of a front double bicep. Did you guys ever think about it that way? That's what it is. It's a half and half. But anyway, both look good. Here is the anchor pose. I did a signature pose video. I'll link that maybe at the end. You guys go ahead and watch that. Pretty cool stuff. Again, it is vacuum versus abs. So it is entirely a personal preference. I mean, realistically, guys, Bumstead would ultimately win because, sadly, because of the glutes. Like I said, the condition of the lower half, the size of the lower half, the wheels. Presentation, good for both guys, though. Frank Zane, if not for that wheel size, I think he is a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, more statuesque in those vacuum shots. The wider clavicle helps, of course. Bumstead looked amazing too, guys. Gotta give him his credit. But this one was more of just a fun one. Statue versus statue. Both guys win. Both guys are incredible. Hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Trying to get to that 100,000 subscriber mark. And then, of course, guys, beyond. Have a great one.